Prepare yourself for the hottest news from the paddock. Today, we have a menu full of information that will make every fan's heart race. Let's dive deep into the latest movements from Mercedes, which is eyeing a new customer for their powerful engines. Speaking of power, the rivalry between Lando Norris and Max Verstappen is heating up. Who will come out on top in this epic battle? But wait, there's more. We'll take a look at the incredible transformation of Haas F1. Have they finally found the formula for success? And to top it all off, we have Zack Brown spilling the beans about the team principal meetings. He didn't hold back on anyone. If you want to stay updated with all these sizzling F1 news, just click that subscribe button and ring the bell. F1 fans, hold on to your helmets because this news might change the game. Mercedes, the same team dominating the tracks with Lewis Hamilton and George Russell, is eyeing a new partner for their engines, and guess who it is? None other than Alpine. That's right. Toto Wolff, the big boss of Mercedes, has opened up and said that the team is open-minded about striking a deal to supply engines to Alpine. Just imagine what this could mean for the grid. The team has had its ups and downs recently and might be about to say goodbye to Renault engines. With the arrival of executive consultant Flavio Briatore, yes, that Briatore, it looks like big changes are on the horizon for the Enstone team. But what does this mean in practice? Well, if this deal goes through, we could see a much more competitive team on the grid. Mercedes engines are known for their power and reliability, and this could be exactly what Alpine needs to make that quality leap. On the other hand, this also means Mercedes would be supplying engines to another rival team. Are they confident enough in their own performance not to worry about the competition? Or is there something more to this move that we don't yet know? One thing is certain. If this deal happens, the balance of power in F1 could change drastically. Imagine an Alpine powered by Mercedes battling at the front with Red Bull, Ferrari, and of course, Mercedes itself. The grid would become even tighter and more exciting. So, what do you think? Would this partnership between Mercedes and Alpine be good for F1? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Now, get ready for the epic battle heating up the F1 tracks. We're talking about the growing rivalry between Lando Norris and Max Verstappen. Since the Chinese Grand Prix, Lando Norris has been the closest challenger to the reigning champion Max Verstappen. And when we say close, we mean close. In the last 8 races, these two have finished first and second in 5 of them. This is no coincidence, folks. The young McLaren driver is showing grit, talent, and most of all, a hunger for victory. Norris is breathing down Verstappen's neck, making the Dutchman sweat to keep his top position. And this is making the races more exciting than ever. But what makes this rivalry so special? It's the perfect combination of youth, talent, and determination. Both drivers are at the peak of their careers, with Verstappen defending his territory and Norris determined to prove he can be the next big name in F1. And we can't forget the impact this rivalry is having on the season. Each race becomes an epic battle, with strategies being reconsidered, teams working at their limits, and fans glued to their screens. This duel is not only raising the level of competition, but also bringing more excitement and unpredictability to the sport. The big question is, will Norris be able to dethrone Verstappen, or will the champion continue to reign supreme? One thing is certain, this rivalry is far from over and promises to give us breathtaking races until the end of the season. So, whose side are you on in this epic battle? Verstappen or Norris? And if you're loving these analyses and want more hot F1 content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's quick and helps us a lot to keep bringing all these updates to you. Now let's talk about a team that's surprising everyone this season, Haas F1. Remember when we used to say that Haas was that team that started well but always fell behind in development? Well, it looks like those days are over. And it's all thanks to one name, Ayao Komatsu. This guy came in as the new team principal and wow, he's working miracles. Haas has always been known for its lukewarm development during the season, but Komatsu came in with a mission to change that game. Haas introduced a series of updates that have put the team in a much better position than at the start of the year. And we're not just talking about improvements on paper. Hülkenberg and Magnussen are scoring points, folks. That's right, points. For a team that used to struggle at the back of the grid, this is a huge turnaround. You know what's even more amazing? Haas is experiencing one of its best moments in F1. They're proving that with the right leadership and a focused development approach, even the smaller teams can make a significant leap in quality and compete on equal footing with the big guys. Komatsu and his team are showing that with determination and strategy, it's possible to turn the game around. So, what do you think? Will Haas keep climbing up the standings? Could we see them fighting for podium soon? Leave your opinions in the comments. Now folks, let's talk about something that's causing quite a stir behind the scenes in F1. The always controversial Zack Brown, CEO of McLaren Racing, decided to speak out about the team principals meetings. And let me tell you, he didn't hold back. Brown called these meetings embarrassing. Yes, you heard that right. The man was straight to the point and criticized other teams for changing their stances on rules purely for selfish reasons. It seems like some people are playing chess when they should be thinking about the good of the sport. According to Brown, some teams are voting based on their immediate needs. One day they agree with a rule, the next they're against it, depending on how it affects their performance. And he doesn't think this is healthy for F1. You can understand the frustration, right? But the McLaren CEO didn't stop there. He went further and suggested that the FIA and Formula One should have more power to regulate the sport fairly. Just imagine what that would mean. Less power in the hands of the teams and more in the hands of the organizers. Brown's statement raises important questions about governance in F1. Does the current system, where teams have a significant say in decisions, still work? Or is it time for a radical change in how rules are decided? Of course, Brown's opinion didn't sit well with everyone. Some teams probably weren't too happy with these public criticisms. But he raised an interesting point. How do we balance the individual interests of teams with the greater good of the sport? So, what do you think? Is Brown right to criticize this system? Or should the teams continue to have a significant voice in the decisions? This discussion is sure to heat up the F1 paddock even more. What an incredible season we're having, huh, folks? And from what we've seen today, the future of Formula One promises to be even more electrifying. Just think about it. We have Mercedes considering supplying engines to Alpine, which could completely shake up the grid. The rivalry between Lando Norris and Max Verstappen is more intense than ever, elevating the level of racing with each GP. Haas is proving that with the right leadership, even the underdogs can make a comeback. And Zack Brown is stirring the pot with his blunt criticisms. All this shows us that F1 is entering a new era, an era of fiercer competition, new partnerships, and young talents challenging the established champions. It's a time of transformation, where every race can bring a surprise, and every decision behind the scenes can change the course of the championship. Don't forget to leave your comments below. Share your theories, hopes, and predictions for the future of F1. And if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, click the subscribe button now and ring the bell so you don't miss any updates. So, until the next video, stay tuned, because the world of F1 never stops spinning, and we'll be here to bring all the news to you. Thanks, folks. See you on the tracks.